But if you're not going to be watching the game, it's going to be a great day to be out and about, and hey, maybe go check out some of that fall foliage. We're really starting to see that peak into western North Carolina and some of the highest elevations, but notice that color is really starting to move further and further west. And here in the valley, if you drive around town, you probably notice, well, a lot of leaves are starting to change color pretty quickly, as you know, we've had some pretty dry weather and some cooler temperatures, so we're seeing that explosion of color. This is Rock City, sent in by Dan Strauss. I mean, look at that, perfectly golden. Who doesn't love this time of the year? So continue to send in those foliage photos over the next couple of weeks. Of course, we'd like to feature you on the show. And if you are heading out for a leaf peeping trip, again, really nice weather today, high pressure in control. This cold front is going to be inching a little bit closer to us. Now, this is going to be important because later on, it's going to bring in some Arctic-like air for the middle of October into next week, but it could also bring us a shower or two either this afternoon or Sunday night. So not expecting any widespread rain in the coming days, but there could be a shower or two move through. As for your temperatures this morning, generally pretty cool in the valley. I would say anywhere from the upper 30s to lower 40s, but notice the further east you go, it's a little bit cooler. Murphy and Blue Ridge now dropping into the 30s. So a jacket probably not going to be a bad idea, but you won't need it this afternoon. We're going to warm up nicely. Temperatures in the 80s from Cleveland down to Summerville. It'll be 74 in Murphy. We'll also have low humidity. So similar to yesterday, the winds are going to start to pick up, gusting upwards of 20 miles per hour. We're also going to have that really dry air with low relative humidities, and that could make for pretty good fire conditions a little bit later on. So you're going to want to be very careful with any outdoor burning that you may do on this Saturday, because that is something we have to be mindful of with the dry air in place. But it will try to moisten up a little bit later on as some of these showers get a little bit closer to the Tennessee Valley. Again, there could be a raindrop or two fall along the Cumberland Plateau, but overall we're going to be dry on this Saturday with a mix of sun and clouds. And then Sunday, that front, of course, is going to get a little bit closer to the Tennessee Valley. It's going to have a little bit of moisture, but most of the rain is probably going to be back into portions of Texas, Oklahoma, and Arkansas. They're going to have a little more moisture to work with. And then after this front pushes through early Monday, you'll notice there's still going to be some clouds around, but then temperatures are going to start to drop throughout the day, and that cold air is going to intensify moving into your Tuesday and Wednesday, so we could have some really cool temperatures on the way. But before that front arrives, we will have the chance for a little bit of rain, generally light, non-impactful amounts of under 1/10 of an inch, so not going to be a big deal as we're moving into this weekend. And then we're going to have more dry weather next week, also cooler weather, as below normal temperatures are still favored here across the Tennessee Valley and really most of the eastern half of the country as we look into the 3rd and 4th weeks of October. And moving forward, again, that big surge of Arctic air going to arrive Wednesday. We're going to be waking up to temperatures in the 30s Tuesday through Friday morning. And look at that, your average low right now 52, so we're going to be about 20 degrees below normal at night. And typically here in Chattanooga, we don't have a freeze until November 9th, but it is looking very likely that those temperatures could indeed drop below to 32 degrees moving into next week, even here in the city. So some of the areas like the Cumberland Plateau, Blue Ridge Mountains could even drop into the 20s. Yes, that is almost winter-like here in the Tennessee Valley. So enjoy the warmth, because again, it's not going to last long. By the time we get into Tuesday and Wednesday, highs in the 50s, and look at those lows, Angela, 30s. That's brutal.
Like you said, also 20s in some areas. That is winter weather right there. So it's going to be very chilly. Get your jackets ready.